He's a main tank. Unfortunately, we don't see the full VOD. Yeah, for sure. Wind space. I can review the VOD. Let me see one thing here. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, I'll review your VOD, man. So, are there any questions in chat, by the way? I'll just keep going here. So we didn't see the first point attack, but that's totally fine.
Okay. I'm gonna
Okay. So some stuff happened here.
Okay.
So since you're playing on PlayStation, I'm not sure if you're playing with a headset or if it's with speakers. I know myself that when I play with speakers, it's really hard to hear the sounds, and if it's on the right side, left side, in front, behind me, etc. But there's a Reinhardt flanking from this side right now, and he uses shatter behind you, and you don't really notice it. And a thing you can do differently as Reinhardt is you can hold the shield behind the payload, since there's no one in front. You don't really have to stand in front of the payload because the enemies need to be in range to contest it. And that way you can also see some stuff behind you and take it more easy. Would it be ideal for Ryan to push the car from behind? Yeah, that's what I think as well. Yeah, I didn't see your question when I replied. So as soon as the fight has started, you don't have to hold your shield up. You wanna keep swinging, and if you see a good pin, go for the pin. Like, you have to sense with your gut basically. If it's a good if it's a good shatter moment, you sense with your gut, press triangle, and then boom, go in a swing.
No idea what
Almost.
I just did.
That's a good try though.
I'm dead.
Yeah, bro. I'm
No idea what I just did. Thingy the hacker. Sombra has EMP.
Good job calling out the EMP.
Are we grouped up? No.
Okay, the widow is over.
Go.
It's nice that you say go because it helps the team, get into the mindset of engaging into the enemy, and you don't have to sit and react basically. So as soon as you see the Sombra on the right here, you should call out Sombra EMP.
Just use Anthony.
Right here, call out Sombra EMP.
Yeah. EMP, pull back.
Just stuck behind this fucking wall. Why? Why the fucking wall?
My shield. Okay.
I think I'm gonna switch. Listen, don't revive me. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
You don't have to walk back this far back. Instead, when you're out of the hack, you can basically hold the corner here, just so that if the enemies push in, you kind of stop them. Because right now, if someone else in the enemy team pushes in, let's say that the enemy Reinhardt uses his pin, and he aims for either Moira or Zarya, they might not be able to react with a shift from Moira, for example, or what's it called, the dodge, shadow form. Let's call it shadow form, but also the Zarya, because Zarya, she has used her own bubble, so she's gonna be an easy target for anyone.
Push up.
We should tell our team before a shadow, right? I always waffle on it because I'm afraid I will miss the opportunity. Yeah, that's exactly correct, Mirror. Sometimes you can't really tell your team that you're gonna shatter. So for example, like if I'm holding shield like this, I'm holding shield, and if I'm mind gaming the enemy Reinhardt for like 2 or 3 seconds, that's when I can say I'm gonna shatter soon. I'm gonna shatter soon. And you say soon because you never know when the moment might come, but you like sense it in your gut. And while you press shatter, like as the hammer goes down, you can say shatter. And like that's the best advice I would give. And if you have the luxury to time it ahead, let's say that you just respawned and you're walking to a new team fight, that's when you can tell your team, I'm gonna shatter. You know, you extend the sentence a bit.
I'm gonna push up.
But the way you do it right now is fine.
Ryan, hold your barrier.
Because if you wait, you're gonna miss it, as you say.
Hold your barrier. I'm gonna aim behind the barrier.
Yeah, it's half. It's half.
So as Reinhardt here, you wanna move forward. You wanna hold W, and the reason for that is because if we move back here, you see right here, your shield HP is 2k, so it's 2k. And if you drop left L2 and jump at the same time, move forward, and then hold L2 again, you can try and kite this Reinhardt. But let's say you stepped forward now. This is kind of like, let's say 5 meters, and your shield is already down by 500 HP. And if you walk back now and walk forward again, you're gonna drop down another 500 HP. So it's really important as Reinhardt to walk forward when you have no cover for your shield, because you won't get a chance to recover your shield from now on.
Aim behind the barrier.
Yeah, it's half.
So now you notice you've been in the same position and you lost another chunk of health.
It's half.
Should you drop your shield during Zarya bubble or just ignore it? No, you just keep your shield up, because this is a question for Mirror, for anyone watching on YouTube later. But yeah, so your shield is a part of Reinhardt, so it doesn't count as a separate entity in the game, and it's like your shield will activate the bubble from Zarya, so you can keep it up. So a standard play that teams do in ranked or in scrims when they have Lucio and Reinhardt is Reinhardt, he has shatter, and Lucio, he has speed. So the Reinhardt just calls out for the Lucio, speed me, and then he speeds, and then he goes behind your shield and shatters. And let's see here. I think you dropped the shield, but he could have gone behind you. However, let's see here. Yeah, you drop the shield as he uses shatter, and this is a mistake, but it just happens, you know. It happens to everyone, to the best of us. So what you can do is keep your shield up. Don't be afraid of what's it called? Engaging much earlier. And also, if you feel like you have to kite back, there's really good YouTube videos on this. You YouTube, or you can Google Reinhardt kiting or shield kiting with K-I-T-I-N-G. And what that is basically it's a jump motion you do where you drop the shield, jump, and put up the shield as you land from the jump, and that's an easy way to move faster and save shield HP. And the reason for looking up that is because when you hold the shield, you have a much slower movement as a Reinhardt.
Good job. Come on.
Let's go, Ryan, hold your shield, they're still in the crew.
Call out the Lucio as well. He's a free kill right now.
Pushing up.
Okay, let's go, thanks. Let's go.
The Widow just used ult.
Is that?
Okay.
3 fucking shots, dude.
I'm gonna put my shield down to recharge it.
Is that? Thanks, Ryan.
I have my shatter.
So meanwhile, you don't have any enemies in front of you. You can drop the shield, recharge the shield HP. You can move forward a bit, you know, to see if what the enemies are running. And yeah, just try to get position for your shatter.
Doesn't matter.
I have my shatter.
Yeah, don't hold your shatter up I mean the shield up all the time, because you have a ton of HP as Reinhardt. You have 500 HP plus a ton of armor, so it's no big deal if you leave the shield down, charge it up, and take some damage on your normal HP.
So
Very good.
Here's a good tip. So if you have shatter and the enemy Reinhardt is holding his shield up, as you wait for him to use his fire strike, and when you see the motion that he picks up the hammer, you know, to send a fire strike, that's when you press for shatter, and it's a guaranteed shatter, 100% guaranteed.
Very good.
me too.
In the back is that. Ryan's fucking low. Ryan's fucking low. Okay, no, no, no. Even.
Ryan is
Nice
dead.
kill.
And I'm
Oh,
dead.
unfortunate.
It doesn't matter. That's it. Fucking low.
So another thing
Fucking
here.
low.
This is kind of small, but when you start swinging like this, you have to think that obviously you're impeded right now, so you can't do anything else. But since you see the enemy Reinhardt walking back, you can think like this: enemy Reinhardt is walking back. I'm the one swinging. I'm the one with heart protection. Should I hold my shield up or should I continue swinging? And the right answer is you should continue swinging, because you see he has low HP, and you hear your teammates also call push up, push up.
Ryan's fucking low.
And you don't really have to step off like this because there's no threat in front of you.
Ryan's fucking low.
And yeah, feel free to use your use your pin here, like go ham, like charge in and like go for it.
Okay, no, no, no.
Be careful here though, because there's an Anna behind you and she might use her sleep. But if you step behind this corner, no one can heal you as well. So where you stand right now is perfect.
Even.
Ryan is dead. And I'm dead.
No, no, no.
Another thing here,
Even.
I noticed you have 20 MS, so you have a pretty low lag, and this is a perfect tip for you then. When you see the enemy Reinhardt charging against you, press the button for pin, or for, you know, your Reinhardt charge at the same time, or as soon as you hear it. Even if you don't think that you will hit the pin, what it does is that you both collide with each other, and that will cancel out the damage you take. Both will be stunned at the same time, but the most important part is that you cancel out the damage. And you definitely have enough time to react to it.
Ryan is dead. And I'm dead.
It doesn't matter. That's it.
Pushing up. I'm just gonna go ballsy in there.
So like you see now, I'm just gonna go ballsy in there. That's the mindset you should have with Reinhardt. So keep thinking like this. Not every time, of course, but not be more ballsy, but be more confident.
I just want to know where the fucking wheel is. Guys. Come on, point.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Verdugo. Thank you so much, man. Great stream, coach. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone tuning in as well.
Ryan got payload 2 points. Yeah, I'm not trying to die. I reach points. I just got.
That's all fine.
fucked by-
It's all fine. If you die like this after capping the point, it's no big deal. Like, you will respawn, you have another minute, and you don't have to feel bad or anything. Because the enemies, they will have to go back to the their side of the choke point.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, they just take a ton of damage.
He's still low.
I'm gonna make that widow
She's
useless.
still in the back. She's still in the back.
That's
What the
perfect. Like,
fuck?
keep calling like that.
For the 20 fucking time.
Start swinging. As soon as you're hacked, start swinging because there's nothing else you can do. So you might as well swing.
I just got killed. Group up for the last time. Group up and spawn.
That's a great thing. Group up and spawn. You know, when everything is feeling chaotic, it's a really easy way to center the team.
You guys-
Group up. Everybody here. Go, 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 go. Push points.
Oh, that fucking widow!
That video so cheap.
Yeah. Keep walking. Keep walking. Now you just press shatter. You do something. Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Try to make it a habit so that you don't walk back, because it looks like you walk back to charge up like extra speed, but you don't have to. You can just shatter, press pin, without moving your feet.
Okay.
Shit. We got me.
No, where's the
The Mecker's
fucking
coming.
thing?
So right now the enemy team are losing a ton of value. They are dying with overtime, which means that the spawn timer is 12 seconds, I think, compared to the 10 seconds normal spawn timer.
That's behind.
Up there.
It's that widow.
That's a crazy shatter he did.
Reinhardt, Reinhardt,
Luckily it didn't hit anyone.
Oh no.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna go for a res.
Yeah, thanks.
Stay point, stay point. Heroic sacrifice. I'm gonna die. Please don't let me die.
If
Yeah.
we now lose, it doesn't matter. We did really great, okay guys? We did really great. Just
Nice
stay
kill.
back, Payload.
Swing on payload right now, because if you hold your shield, it's all about killing these small squishes, because Tracer, she will go behind your shield and she's gonna focus Moira, she's gonna focus the Genji, etc. And if you're alone on point, you're not gonna do enough damage alone. So just start swinging, be a distraction, and make it hard for them to contest the point.
Come on.
Yeah,
GG.
nice.
Good job.
Guys, bring it.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh no.
It feels good to like win these overtime pushes, doesn't it?
Because
I don't know what's wrong when I'm recording now. I just have 40 FPS. Check if you're using the hardware, like if you're using software encoding, or if you're using the graphics card to record, David. Maybe that will help. You know, if you switch to the graphics card.
plateau above, and if I need to contest, I'm gonna drop down. Good idea.
Yeah, good.
It could also be just that Overwatch isn't optimized yet. In next patch, I think it's in next patch,
you guys.
Overwatch is gonna get the optimization patch.
I'm just trying to get back to you guys.
I'm currently at 3.3k and struggle to pass 3.4. I feel like I'm capped by my teammates' lack of communication. Is there anything you suggest to help me push up? R6 on PS4. So the best or the easiest way to push past that when the team isn't communicating, etc., is to play off tank like Zarya, Diva, and let's see, what else can you play? You can play Zarya, Diva, you can play Hog, and pretty much any off tank. And the reason for playing off tank is because as Zarya, as Diva, as Hog, you have a ton of HP and you have a ton of damage. And you can sort of micro your Reinhardt on King's Row as Zarya. You can tell him walk forward, or you can say I have bubble for you. And if you say I have bubble for you, it's a good way to make the Reinhardt feel safe. But in lower ranks, for example, it's easy for Reinhardts or anyone else actually to feel like they might take a lot of damage. So you can give them this like boost of confidence, and you have to also keep in mind that you can't blame everything on your teammates' lack of communication, because if you think about it, if your teammates have lack of communication, there's a high chance that the enemy team also has a lack of communication. And what you can do is you can play safe, make sure that you don't die, or try to die as little as possible, try to take as little damage as possible, and also set up ultimate combos with your team. And that's a really good way to punish the enemies, because the enemies usually, well, not the enemies, but players usually push up, become greedy, make mistakes and so on, and you want to punish their mistakes before they punish yours and so on.
No!
Oh, thank you, Yatalan. I'm just happy to review. Like,
Don't.
it's really fun for me to review VODs, and I might as well help others at the same time.
Burst the shield. Shield is down. From
Okay, let's see here.
burst.
So keep in mind here with Orisa, you have a pretty big head as Orisa, like the model or the character model. So when you walk forward, really close to the edge of the shield, you can see here, you're pretty close to the edge. A part of you will stick out, and it's gonna make you easy to headshot. And if your shield breaks, let's say that the enemy breaks your shield, instantly use Fortify. And use Fortify when you don't have cover from your own shield. It's a really strong ability to negate damage.
Burst the shield. Shield is down. From
Should.
Keep in mind that the rest of the team that's on low ground, they can't reach you up here. So if you see that you're alone on high ground, drop down on low ground, play around the point, play around the corner, and set up a shield. Tell your teammates shield on point, shield on anywhere you basically, and yeah, just make it easy for your teammates to help you when you're playing Orisa.
No!
Trying to find him. Where is he? There he is.
Ah, I need
Focus on putting down your shield as soon as you have cooldown up.
some healing, guys!
Reloading. Sorry, Sombra.
That Sombra is so annoying.
Good job stopping yeah, bullets on Zarya.
that.
Sorry.
Nice Fortify.
Really nice, really nice.
Refresh your shield as well when you have 170 HP on it.
Please.
And another trick you can do here with Orisa, when you send your orb flying, as soon as you've sent the orb flying, because it's traveling kinda slow, you can look down, place your shield, and then look back up and activate the orb, instead of having to wait and look for it.
Got the window?
And the counter to Orisa is to just rush her with Reinhardt.
You're alone. No. Let's go,
Okay, guys, just set up for the next bet.
Yeah, like Mira says, it's worth
I already switched
pre-
up to more mobility.
pre-putting a shield. As Reinhardt here as well. Let's see here.
Gee! More.
So you see this corner right here. Let's draw it in yellow actually. So this corner right here, this is where you want to hold this Reinhardt in second point, and only for the first fight, because the cart is pushing, and the enemies, they won't be able to push past you, because someone has to be on cart. And you can also check the number up here. So if you see a 1 and you have 6 people behind you, and you're holding up here, you can take an early fight and it's suddenly a 6v5. If you see 3 people, you can easily engage. And if you stand right here, you can't engage on anyone, and you are forced to wait for your enemies to engage into you.
Mobility. Gee!
Sorry, go as Roadhog, then pop the owl, and then switch to Diva.
Thanks for the healing.
Shield is half, almost half. Gonna.
Hey, Sombra. A and B or...
I knew it.
It's a bit unfortunate. That's a huge combo they did.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what? He was there. Oh, but Widow. It's gone.
You notice if you keep walking like this in circles on one location, it's gonna drain your shield HP.
Get like just for the. I got my ult, guys. I got no ult.
Stupid!
Oh, wrong.
Fucking cunt!
Where's the Widow? Oh,
Yeah,
there she is.
it's
Of
easy
course,
to
I
get
need
distracted by Sombra,
Can you contest it?
and
Okay.
that's how you counterplay Reinhardt as a flanker.
Oh, that's the Widow.
Which is
You
good.
just go behind the
Yes,
shield.
it's good. We need to gain from previous.
So again, try to recharge your shield.
Can I please go?
Sombra in the back, and Sombra
Right now the
teleports out
Sombra is
door.
doing the job for you. She's helping you recharge
I'm low.
by hacking
Can I
you.
get some? A bit?
We don't high right again? Or not?
So you gotta pick on the enemy Reinhardt, on the enemy McCree. You can engage on the enemies right now. You can go full in.
I have Widow.
But since you're back, you're basically giving them a chance to respawn, and you're not punishing their mistakes.
Yeah, they have nothing.
Okay.
Okay, they're pushing.
What's that?
Oh, shit.
You could have stopped the pin as well if you pressed the pin button, like I mentioned earlier.
Guys!
Ryan shot!
away.
Ryan shot! Oh, solo shot at me!
Did someone kill the fucking Widow?
That's a big shatter.
Did someone kill the fucking
Call out
Widow?
the shatter when you shatter as well. Say just say big shatter or huge. That's universal language in Overwatch for a 3-man shatter, 4-man, 6-man.
Of course, they're here.
Hey, point.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Guys, no!
Crap, I can't change because I need to.
Yeah, when you have to contest, just drop your shield because you're walking extra slow with a shield up.
I cannot run this.
Kill the Zarya. Kill the Zarya.
I can't do anything this Widow.
Without fucking being big.
Oh,
Keep in mind you don't have to stay out here. So you want to walk in because the enemies are just respawning.
That's...
Good hook shot there.
No!
Oh, Sombra's on me.
Me, sorry.
Oh no.
She teleported away with Ryan.
Yeah, I can fucking big one right there.
Watch out.
And this is the reason for wanting to walk back, because it's really easy to just solo you and kill you.
Of course I can't. Fuck. So.
And it's very hard for your backline to support you.
I'm here. I am your shield.
Okay.
Alright, okay, let's watch Diva.
I'm gonna pull back a bit. Oh, Diva, got on high.
Kill the Diva now, because she used her boosters to get on high ground, and if you just call her out, you can drop your shield. Drop the shield, start swinging, throw fire strike, pin, do whatever you want basically.
I guess there's a...
Because the shield right now is not shielding anyone. This pin, you should go for it more often.
Hey, Sombra on me.
Yeah.
I'm not the top.
I'm...
No! Where's my dash?
Yeah.
Oh, where's my dash? Just kill it.
Is that Sombra?
Sombra, yeah, I'm
I'm
dead.
healing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I almost got
I have my
base.
shatter. Can we burn?
Try and walk up a bit. So you walk up, maybe halfway down the ramp, and you wanna... If the enemy Reinhardt is on top of the payload, you just shatter in front of the payload, because it goes under the payload as well as on top. And he won't be able to block it.
Okay, we can combo maybe.
And yeah, press W as R key mark. R key R mark.
thanks,
No!
bro.
How did you even kill me? Dude!
Right, I'm not on you.
No way! Did you
I'm in
even
a
kill
right
me?
contest right now.
Okay, this one's sorry.
No.
The Rhine is
You can just ignore the Rhine and run to payload right now.
too far away. Rhine is low.
Hey, get it right. Get it right. That's Widow.
Shield.
Damn, I tried to use my ult.
No, I need some kill.
We got it.
Alright. Good job winning the game, but a few things you can work better on or work on to become a much stronger Reinhardt really quickly. It's don't be afraid of dropping your shield and walking forward. Learn something called Reinhardt kiting or shield kiting, and you can just Google it, YouTube it, and there's a ton of good videos on it. Try and look at the body language for an enemy Reinhardt. So when he uses Fire Strike and you have Shatter, queue up that Shatter. And when you say that you want to go ballsy, you just go in ballsy, because you never went ballsy. Instead, you just held your shield up and you shield for yourself instead of doing damage with your hammer, fire strikes, etc. If you use your Shatter, you can easily farm up a new Shatter in no time, from just based on how they played. Something else. Try to drop your shield when you want to walk to a payload, so that you don't end up contesting too late. And after contesting second point on defense, when the enemy's head capped, you want to take better positions behind on your side of the choke, so that you don't sit outside the spawns, because it's very easy to just respawn, kill you, and if you die, you have a ton of distance to walk back. But yeah, that was from Maik2004.